What, what's up? What's up, Otter Gang? Alex O Crypto here. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us on the live stream here with a quick update. Coming at you with the Bitcoin price. You know, it's the weekly candle. Let's go. Look at how bearish this weekly candle looks. Wow, we made a quick scalp short trade today, in and out while at work. It's Monday here in Sydney, Australia. Shout out to all of you people. Hope you had a great weekend. Who's won the Super Bowl? I haven't checked yet. Shout out to the Eagles. Shout out to the Chiefs, whoever you're cheering on. I know you're all busy watching the game, but let's look at this weekly candle. Can we move downwards or upwards? That is always the question. We've got to go somewhere. So you can see that we have this big, juicy red or purple candle, in my case, candle here on the weekly. And remember this, we're at 21K here, friends. We are not at 23. We are not at 15. We are at 21K. And can we see more downside? Will we tread upwards? Well, we have a huge weekend ahead of us. If we go over to the economic calendar, we can see that if we go to the impact and number 3 stars here, 3 stars, you want to give us a 5-star rating here. But we have core inflation rate coming out. We have CPI coming out. We have multiple things this week that can make or break the market. So we have to be prepared with what the price can do. So let's jump in the charts. Let's see what we can extract on this beautiful day. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all healthy, happy, joyous, and totally free here in the crypto space. Shout out to all you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. I appreciate every single one of you. So let's take a look at this. We can see that we've had a dramatic move down, and going through the time frames, the 5-day, do we got that red printed dot? We do not have it yet. We do have it on the 4-day. We have it on the 3-day. We have worked our way down. We can see that very distinguished red dot curling over. Same with the stochastic. Same with the money flow. So on the long-term time frames, the 1-day, the 2-day, we see money flow coming out of the markets, right? We can see that very clearly. Money flow coming down. But is it leveling off? Is it preparing for a shot upwards here? Now you can see that as we get lower on the daily, it's looking a little bit bullish. If you're asking me, it's looking a bit bullish. It's kind of scary. On the 18, you can see that we've printed a green dot. It hasn't brought us up totally. We had a kind of fake out today where I was able to do a little short trade. Padawan, Range Bender, shout out to you. Thank you for supporting us and this channel. Much appreciation. I'm doing great, man. I'm a little bit tired. I worked extra today. You know what? Mondays as a carpenter, sometimes you just don't want to get up, right? But you know what? You kick yourself in the butt and you get to work, right? And you show up early and you work hard. You come home and you get live and you get into the charts, and maybe you do a little scalp trade on your lunch break. But we're always in the charts. So thank you so much for being part of this community and asking how I'm doing, because you know what, that means a lot to me. I appreciate you, Mr. Padawan Range Bender, part of the community and the Otter Gang. So thanks for asking. I'm doing well, and I'm even more happy that I'm here able to help you guys. So let's jump into this. Let's go down through the time zones. Looking at the market cipher, we can see that we have the green dot. It's printing. Money flow has come out as we come down into these 14, 16, and 12-hour time frames, and we can see that the green dot has printed and it's curving upwards. VWAP still remains around the 0, and we haven't had any significant, sign told tales. This kind of looks very, very scary to me, though. If we look at this, we can see that we do have some sort of bullish hidden divergence here. If we go from range low, from here to here and from here to here, we can see that we do have a hidden bullish divergence. So that could be secretly playing out in the background right now. So let's be careful. Hidden bullish divergence on the higher term time frames. So let's be careful about that. Okay? My old man had a construction business. I hear ya. See? People can relate. Hard man working. Got the working boots over here. You know, we qualify. We qualify. We got the steel toes, man. So that's how we're doing. And so we got home from work. We've been checking the charts all day, and we've had a push up, right? We've had a push up, not the bra, but the push up. So we're looking at where can this price bring us. We've been looking at this huge trend line, and if we can get a bounce, we've been looking for that bounce off of this trend line. We haven't seemed to get it. Now, one thing I am looking at is that are we forming a range here? Now, the range that I'm talking about is right here. If I draw a square from these lows, right? From these lows to these highs, and I continue across, I think there's a bear trap coming. I do think there's a bear trap coming. We are in sync Padawan range, vendor. I think the bears, I think we do have to push up. Now, where and when is the question, because we do have news coming out on, I believe, the inflation rates coming out Wednesday for me, Tuesday for you guys, if you're on the East Coast. So let's be careful out here, because people are pretty emotional in the crypto space right now. We've had the SEC drop a bombshell on us saying we can't stake anymore, and that has currently dropped us off of the map that we were pushing through, right? We are pushing through. So where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? So we have this little range here that I'm looking to trade and scalp along the way. But we're looking for that bigger move. Bear trap possibly coming, right? If we pull a Fibonacci from the lower here to the top here, we can see that we are bouncing off a golden pocket as well, right? So we have some confluence here that we could just be retracing. Now, what happened today? And how did I get into my trade? So if we go down to the 3, the 2, and the 1, we can see that we've been really just bouncing around here. And we had this big push up. Now, I was able to scalp here yesterday, and I was able to scalp here today, right? I have not gotten the big moves. We are still hunting for the big moves. Now, shout out to all of you guys who are catching the moves from up top here. We did not have this. But if you're catching these moves, congratulations. Good job out there. Drop back down to 21,650. Then we could test previous range. 21,650. Oof. 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 Now, 650 is down here. Would I be looking for a long entry down here? I wouldn't be so sure. I know that we've come down to here around 21,550. So maybe if this is something like this, that could be possible, but we have to be patient here. Now remember, it is Sunday evening in the States, right? They've just all cooled off from their big Super Bowl parties. They're all been throwing footballs and drinking beers and doing their thing as they do, because I am from Toronto, and I do know how people get about their Super Bowl. I've been to multiple Super Bowl parties in my life, and you know what? They're always pretty much the same. Some people get disappointed, some people are happy, but most people just get drunk, right? So people will be maybe a little lethargic tomorrow, maybe a little bit slow. So we got to remember it's Monday, but Tuesday could be the day where we see some extreme price action. Now, what do we want to do for Tuesday is that we want to set ourselves up for success, my friends. We want to set ourselves up for success. So what you're talking about right here is that we have this area here that we will be looking for a swing failure pattern in order to try and get into a long, right? But also, we do have this beautiful area of this top right here where we will be looking to get into a short. Vice versa, because we trade the ranges here, we enjoy the ranges here. So make sure if you are part of the Otter gang here and you are marking out your charts, that you definitely have these levels marked out on your charts. And be prepared to trade. Be prepared to trade with good risk management like we always talk about. So make sure you have those marked out. Now let's look at the long-term ideas of this channel and of our friends. So don't forget to like, subscribe, join our channel. Join us in the Discord. That's where we kind of give all of our little tips and tricks and setups. Many people in there. I can't shout them all out because we're growing, and we need to be patient, but we also need to be aware of where we could be heading. Now, we need to crack these previous lows here at $22,500, right? We need to be cracking these. So if we do not get above these areas, I see more downside. If we do not move up through this box, this big red box, then I don't see us moving any higher, right? 22.5 is our target for the upside, right? Can we come somewhere below that? Well, 22.3, if we pull a wick right here and we pull this down a little bit, well, we can see that's around 22,300. So that's where my box would start, is 22,300, right? So be very careful of this area if we move up towards it. My name is Earl, is in the chat. I wouldn't be surprised if we restart 20,700 before the next run. Retest. I like restart as well, my friend. Welcome, Earl. So glad you're here, my friend. You know, it's been a while, and I'm so glad to see you in the chat, my homie, Mr. Earl. Now, 20,700. I have 20,500. So we do have the range previous to us, which is in this box here, right? So we have the top of that range and the bottom of this range, right? And we do have a CME gap here at 19.5. If I move this, we can see CME gap, right? So we have multiple levels to the downside that we could be testing, right? Now, interest rate hikes are all of a sudden, if we're raising rates by 0.25, it's all of a sudden bullish. So we got to be patient and we got to be careful because this is a big week, right? This is a big week with the SEC coming at Kraken exchange for staking, like any which way that they can try to pick on a smaller exchange. If they did it to Coinbase, if they did it to Binance, they'd have their lawyers and they'd be fighting it tooth and nail, right? But they go after Kraken. See, they're getting desperate, my friends. They're getting desperate because they know that crypto is here to stay and they don't like it too much, do they? Do they? But it doesn't matter because up or down, we're extracting profits from the market. So make sure you guys add these prices to your chart so you're ready to trade if price moves towards them. Here's the prices. There you go. I will be sharing this in the Discord, so don't forget to join us in the Discord as well. Now, let's get rid of these prices and let's go into how we can get ready for a setup for these trades that we're talking about. So we'll zoom in. We've given the analysis. We can see that the midterms of the hourlies and stuff like that look to be a bit bullish, but the daily needs to curl up and print this green dot. Otherwise, you can see it's printed on the 18th, so otherwise it's still a little bearish in my opinion. Now, we haven't had too much movement this weekend, but we can see some more things ready to happen. So when we go in here, we have our levels marked. So we can see the blue reversal triangle, and that has actually helped us quite a bit because it did print on the weekly and it did show us a little sign of that we could be moving down. Now, if we pull our volume profile, let's quickly do that. And this is how I would set up to be trading this range right now. And we can see we popped out just barely here and then we smashed all the way down, and we're currently ranging in the middle of this range. Currently ranging in the middle of this range. Is that correct? I don't know, but we're trying here. So let's go down and mark this out. Where can we look for an entry here? Where can we look for a short and a long. So we have confluence here. That looks pretty nice, is that we have a nice confluence up at 21,922K, right? So this volume spike looks pretty nice to me for a short entry. Maybe we can have some sort of swing failure pattern and that bring us back down. So I'll be looking at 21,900 for possible short entry. Now let's see if we can swing a beautiful fib from the bottom to the top here. So we got the 21,917 area for an entry. Now let's check out the bottom. Because as a scalp trader, I really like that. Now that you said that, 20,000 or that 21,650 looks a lot nicer now that we've pulled this, doesn't it? We have confluence, Padawan range bender. We have confluence. We have a value area low, and we have a golden pocket. No wonder we couldn't get below this, right? You've probably had this pulled up long before me, right? We're doing this together live, right? This is the first time I've been able to sit on these charts and try to diagnose this with you guys. So thank you so much for giving these levels, because look at you. You're onto this. You're watching and you're waiting and you're anticipating for price to move. So on this channel, what I really like to talk about is capital preservation, risk management, and mindset when it comes to these charts. We know we have a big week ahead of us. So what would the ideal play? Well, the ideal play would to be going over and looking at our other markets, right? So right now we can see that on the weekends, on a Sunday, the best thing to check is Mr. Mini Futures over here. Now, Mini Futures will kick off and it will start to move, and it will dictate in a general way of what the S&P will do. Now you can see the S&P is here, right? What has the Mini Futures done? Well, it looks like it's, if the S&P is there and the Mini Futures is here, it looks like it's come down and it's kind of gone sideways, which means to me, tomorrow is going to be a setup day for Tuesday for the interest rate. Market makers are happy to be in this area because they got us right in the middle, right? They got us stuck in the middle of where price can move, right? If we are stuck here and we zoom out, let's think together, right? We are stuck right here in the middle of this range, right? If we start moving up, well, guess what? They can blast all the way up into this previous range, right? But if we blast down, well, they have a range below us. We're kind of caught in between two ranges, like we were talking about at the beginning of the stream. So is tomorrow a setup day to keep us in here and maybe get us feeling a little bit uneasy, getting us ready to FOMO in, getting us ready to not be able to think straight in order to jump into a trade and not practice good risk management in order for them to extract and take our money? Well, no sirree, Bob, because we here planning for their plan, right? Because we got to be prepared. As retail traders, we cannot fall victim to their plans, right? We got to think like them and then react accordingly, right? So they're ranging sideways, planning for a Tuesday, in my opinion, right? This is not financial advice, but this is what I see. Right, the S&P has failed to get above here, this key level of resistance, right? Will it come back and retest and then shoot up, or will it blast through this key level and dump on us, right? Because we can see over a period of time that this has been greatly respected, this trend line on the S&P, right? So we have to let the markets come to us. Pump the likes for my man, Alex O. Shout out to you. My name is Earl, and he's saying pump the likes. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Helping out the channel. Much gratitude to you. So now we're going to go over and look at the Dixie. Well, the Dixie's come up, right? But it has failed to get up into the previous range here between 103 and 105, right? You can see that this was a previous range. It's failed to get up here, right? Also, if we go on the lower time frames, not too low, right? Because we don't need to go into the nitty-gritty of these, but we need to have a look. So we've pumped up, we've retraced, touched this level and flipped it to support, and we've pumped up and we've been denied again, right? Now, this to me is a signal that there is an easy move for downside, which means Bitcoin goes up, right? Maybe we hover around here tomorrow. We hover around here and then they drop it and then other assets go to the moon. That is what I see. What do you guys see? Please join us in the Discord. Let me know what you see, but this is what I see. I see them playing around at the top of this range in order to, boom, dump it on our heads, right? And what does Bitcoin do? And what do risk assets do? When the dollar drops, money pours into them, right? And they go up. So look, this looks like a setup to me, right? So be very careful out there. S&P, it's got room to move. Is it going to continue to trickle down a little bit and then pop, right? So be very careful out there. So that's my ideas. And those are things you need to look at in order to be able to have a better idea of the general outlook of the markets with Bitcoin. Now, anything can happen. Black Swan event, Binance gets, in trouble for staking. There's a whole bunch of things going on in the market that we cannot control, but we can prepare for. And how do we prepare for that? Is that we use stop losses, we use risk management, and we use this thing up here, God-given talents, our brains, and our community to help us think about what the price is going to do and react accordingly. So if I'm jumping in, I want to jump up at the top of these ranges here that we are slowly moving up to right now. Could this be a possible short entry coming up to us right now? Whew, look at it. It's coming, right? It's coming. Let's pull it, right? This could be a possible short entry coming our way, right? So let's be careful. Fake out up, that drop it, right? Love me a Dixie Bear div. Of course we love a Dixie Bear div, right? That bearish divvy pumping our BTC, right? Look at this. It's come up to the golden pocket. It's retesting. It's retesting. How high can it go? How high can it go, right? So let's be careful. Let's be strong. Let's use good risk management, right? This could be a good short setup, right? This could be a good short setup. Whew. But the risk to reward might not be for you, right? You might want to catch this a little bit higher, depending on your risk tolerance. Thank you so much for joining me in the live, guys. I really appreciate you guys. If there's anything you want me to look at, no problem. If not, the missus, she has made me a beautiful, beautiful dinner, and I would love to go and eat that dinner. We are having sweet potatoes and salad. It smells delicious. What are you guys all having? Oh no, Felix is in the chat. You just missed the nitty gritty. My man. Shout out to you. Hope you're doing well. I got on the hipster glasses just for Felix. Out here giving the beautiful otter talk. Shout out to the otter gang. Revenge trading and a random setup's not the way to go. Let's talk to Yoda. FOMO, you must not. The dips, you must buy. And I love you like no otter. Okay? I love you all like no otter. Otter gang. Otter gang. Yeah, we worked late today, didn't we? Didn't we? See? Mondays, they got us. They got us again. Right? They got us again. This is my trade setup. Maybe we take it. Maybe we don't. But we'll see. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. But I'm going to head out. So thank you so much for joining me on the live. It's Monday. Hope you're all well. Hope you guys on the other side of the world are having a great Monday, catching this in the morning. God bless. Take care. We'll talk to you guys soon. Watch the rest of the stream if you missed any of it. And I love you all. Take care. Peace. Mrs. Otter, did we have swordfish the other night? Or was it a sword fight? No, we don't fight. We're utterly ridiculous, aren't we?